And, of course, first we go to Carter for the charts and then Mike for the trade. Carter, what do the charts say?
Sure. So we've got just one chart, and let's talk about it. Obviously, I mean, an incredible thing to think what this stock has done since its April low, and that is a big thing. You're talking about much more than a double. But where it is in relation to where it's been, of course, we know it IPO'd in April of 2021. First print $381 a share, and here we are trading at $353. So the real question is, is this in a position to finally recoup all of its losses associated with its initial foray as a publicly traded security? And I would say yes. I think it breaks out here as depicted by those lines and goes to its former high of 381.
Mike, what's your trade?
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting situation as the price of Coinbase has appreciated as markedly as Carter was just talking about. The options prices really have not gone up very much. In fact, of all of the options I'm looking at in a very active single stock option landscape, these are some of the cheapest. And it might not seem that way when you first look at it because the implied volatility is around 60, except that over the last 6 months, this thing has been realizing over 80% realized 30-day volatility. So these options still remain very cheap, and you can actually see that in today's price action. The stock moved more than 20 bucks. I think if you want to play it for further upside, simple thing to do would just be buy an upside call spread. I was looking out to August, the 350 very slightly in the money calls as of today's close, sell the 430s against it. That whole package would cost about 24 bucks, which, as I pointed out, is very close to the move that we just saw in the stock today. That gives you some further upside, and it also is going to capture their next earnings release.
All right. Well, there are a couple questions here, Bonwin. First of all, do you like this trade? Do you agree with the forecast that Coinbase is headed higher?
I think there's a lot of support for the bull case. Just the global and just the way that the market has kind of embraced crypto as a real legitimate asset. And as I've said throughout the show, I really am a bit hesitant to chase things that are making these highs and have yet to break out from former highs. And so I do like the call spread trade in terms of, the way to get leverage there. I wouldn't be putting new money in the base equity, but upside call spread to me makes a lot of sense. And if you really are willing to kind of take on some risk, you might consider selling some downside puts as well.
If you go back to the chart in January, you see a lot of these peaks, and then it comes in pretty substantially. So I would hold back. If you're thinking about establishing a position, I would let it breathe a little bit. But 15% of their revenues is stablecoins. That's moved up pretty dramatically, pretty quickly. So that's going to be a bigger story going forward. I think there's room for this in your portfolio.